quick review around the room. If you increased, raise your hand. If you went up, if you increased. Good. Mackenzie, how much did you increase by? 5. So what was your first score?
24.
And now you made a...
29.
That is outstanding. Are you proud of yourself? How did you improve?
I studied.
You started studying, right? Who did not increase but stayed the same? And what was your previous score?
30.
30. And what did you do to stay the same? Do you still have to study and work at it?
I did that.
So it's easy to slip backwards if you don't keep up your progress. All right, Evan, we talked about your goal. Now, did you make some improvement?
Yes, ma'am. I got improvement by 1. I got 29.
You improved by 1 point. That's better than no points, right? So if you didn't make your goal this time, you can reset it for the next time. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll reset our goals tomorrow morning. If you went backwards, give me a small thumbs up. Who's willing to tell me why you think you might have gone backwards? Maybe you didn't study through your 12s? Who thinks they might not have studied the right problems? Would that be some of the situation? So think about why you maybe decreased instead of increased. What could you have done differently? Anybody want to share a thought? Abby? Maybe you didn't study as much as you said you were going to study, right? Remember when we first started talking about goals, we said that when we study, we really should shoot for a goal of at least 2 times a week, sometimes 3 times a week. Because it's important that when you state that you're going to use those strategies, you also say how often you're going to use those strategies, right? Okay, so go ahead and fold up those folders, slide them in your desk, because we're going to move on to our standard now, the standard of identifying prime and composite numbers. I'm going to have Ms. Boone help me, and we're going to come around, and I just want you to reach in one hand, unless you have teeny tiny hands like me, maybe 2 hands, and grab a set of counters. Don't worry about how many you have yet, okay? Just grab a set of counters and lay them out in front of you. That'll work. Good. All right. As you get your counters, I want you to see if you can form an array. What is an array, Jordan?
It has columns and...
Has columns. And a group of something. Models? Okay, all right. So instead of doing repeated addition, you can set up a model to represent a group of what?
A group of dots.
Dots, squares. An array represents a multiplication sentence. It's an organized set or group. So take your counters now and start setting up an array. If you can't do an array, what could you do? A line? Could you do one line?
Yes.
All right. So if you cannot make an array, that means you have leftovers. You have extras. What do you think it means when you can't make an array? What type of number do you have? An odd number, you think? Okay. So count your counters after you've made your array. Can you make an array, Jacob?
Yes.
Can you make an array? You still working on it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, you have to use all of your counters. Everybody make sure you use every bit of your counters. That's the most important thing you have to do today. Use all of your counters to form your arrays.